and it's going to be starring her because she's the reason behind the Maximum Fighting Championship being so successful. She was the brains behind it when she got all these corporate sponsors involved. She just pointed and said, "Mark, go get it," But she really is, and no one ever talks about her. And her name is Pavelich, and I've been with her for 23 years. I never give her any credit, and today I'm giving her credit. Nice. I'm starting from here on out. I'm giving her credit because we were in the demise when our business was so close to going out of business. And she got involved and saw the light and saw about corporate sponsors and getting these people involved and these people involved. And she's the reason why we're so successful today. And this is the first time I ever said that out loud.
See, and look, everybody out there wants to say Mark Pavelich is a badass. Look at this man talking about his wife. Right here on our show, too. But,
it's straight about it, right? Like, you know what, you're getting to the point now where you get so successful, you really dig down, and I hate to get all spiritual and religious and all that other stuff, but I'm really grateful for where we're at, and I'm really thankful, but you really look back and you go, we were on a plane the other day and someone says, "Hey, can I get a picture with me?" I start laughing, because my wife was sitting next to me. And I said, "If people only knew," and she says, "Don't worry, sweetheart, it's all the family, But she's the one that really, she sees outside the box, and she sees, and my son too as well. And if I was by myself right now, we'd be in trouble, and it's a whole family business. And, like I said, my wife's MMA royalty.
Hey, Mark, last question then. Are you guys letting any of this success translate into having some fun, where you're getting some nice stuff or nice trips or, you know what I mean, like upgrading some stuff?
You mean like for our personal life?
Yeah, exactly. You getting some nicer bits and bobs around the house?
Everybody knows that, but we don't vacation much. We're not into that kind of stuff. Our version of a vacation is 3 days in Las Vegas at the Wynn Hotel drinking our brains out, So we don't, but like house-wise and all that kind of stuff, like you would think that, we won the lottery or something because we live that kind of style.
Right.
But we're my wife came up poor, I came up poor, so for us it's just like, when we talk about it not in bragging, we just talk about it because we can't believe we have it all. So
it's nice to see somebody doing well in MMA.
Like people would go, this is what I got. We just go because we're kind of surprised that we got it,
Cool. Well, Mark, we gotta let you go. We'll talk to you soon. Is John Alessio going down to 155?
Yeah, I don't know how he's going to do that, Robin, but they just notified us today that he's going to go down to 155. Cool. I have no idea how he's going to.
Cool. That's gonna and will he challenge for the lightweight right away for the title?
Well, he'll have to fight at 155 at least one or two times, and then he'll contend for the title. But like I said, it's easy to say you're going down to 155. To do it's another thing too, right?
Yeah, for sure. Cool, man. Well, thanks for coming on the show, and I hope I get out to Edmonton. I want to fight for Heat XC.
Well, I'd love for you to come out, Robin, because I think it's important to have the passion like you do for mixed martial arts, right? And it's like people, I think it's easy because I know you have it. It's not fake; it's real, right? So that's why I can tell. I could smell fakes 5 miles away, right? So you're a guy that's really into it, and one day I hope we'll be honored to have you on the Heat show, and you'll have fun coming out to Edmonton. And I mean, MMA crowds here are just crazy.
Cool, man.
Awesome.
Cool. Well, thanks for coming on the show, man.
Yeah, thanks so much, Mark.
Take care.
We'll talk to you again.
Bye-bye.
All right, bye. All right, that was Mark Pavelich, the president.
We've talked to our guests for a long time.
Yeah.
We're into it. I hope our viewers are into it, But when you get talking to people, it's exciting and it's fun, and I hope it translates on the interweb.
Well, you know what? I mean, the only thing I would say is that he didn't come across quite as controversial as people might have found it. And maybe it's just people, picking fights with him because he's doing well, or
well, you know what?
Whatever.
It's cool to have him on, and hey, man, whatever side of somebody you see, but maybe we can talk Mark into coming on sometime with someone he doesn't get along with.
Right, there you go. Let's have a bit of a fight on the air.
Our first scoop, though.
Yeah, absolutely.
Travis Lutter
signed. Absolutely.
Yeah,
cool. So, all right, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we are going to get Sean Quinn on the phone.
Up-and-coming fighter. Bantamweight fighter Sean Quinn fighting March 28th in Gatineau, Quebec.
Right. Perfect. We'll be right back on thatchannel.com. Hey, welcome back to No Shit MMA on thatchannel.com.
I hear we just had a message.
We did, from Joe Dirksen, who was on the show last week.
Yeah.
He wants to know where your beer is at.
My beer is right here, apparently.
There you go.
Joe Dirksen, just to let you know, I have a beer. But anyways, so on the line, we have from Regina, Saskatchewan. Regina is the town that rhymes with fun.
Right.
Yes. Up-and-coming fighter. I believe he's 4-1 as a professional. He's fighting at the end of the month, March 28th in Gatineau at W1 against 5-0 Remy Morvan. Up-and-coming fighter and kind of an internet friend of mine. Sean Quinn. Are you there, Sean?
I'm right here.
Sweet. So where are you right now?
I'm currently at the gym.
Okay.
Just took a little bit of a break from training here.
Yeah, and what were you training?
Today we're doing a little bit of stand-up and some takedowns.
So, and you grew up as a wrestler, right?
I wouldn't say I grew up as a wrestler, but that's what my base is, yeah.
Right. But you grew up as a pedophile, right? No.
Something like that, yeah.
I always play with, goof around with Sean. So we have Sean's photo up here. You'll notice it says, hey, what happened to the caption? Well, there was a caption under it that said, hello, sir, can I watch your son?
Oh, there it is.
Thank you.
Yeah. There it is.
Did you put up the Wonder Woman photo?
No, I didn't. We'll get to that one another day. But so yeah, this is Sean here. Now I've seen other photos where he doesn't have as much stubble and he is not quite as beaten up. Sean, you know this photo, right?
What was that?
You're familiar with this photo with the facial?
Oh, absolutely.
And what fight was that after?
That was after fighting Eric Perez in Winnipeg in October 2007.
And that was a decision win?
It was a split decision, yeah. I don't know about the split, but it was definitely a good fight.
Yeah, a tough guy, that Eric Perez, eh?
Oh, brutally tough. I was hurting for quite a while after that fight.
And was he hurting?
You know what? I think I gave him a little bit of a nose job. He gave me a complete overall face tune-up. So,
nice.
yeah.
But you won the fight, right?
It was a really good fight. It was the first time I've ever gone to it. Actually, the only time I've ever gone to a decision. So it was a good experience.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Now, this is just, for anyone on the interweb, this is just me and Sean talking on the phone. But, Sean, is it true that you've had 5 professional fights and after none of them you've pleased your girlfriend? Is this a fact?
That is actually a fact, and the actual record is 8-1.
8. So is it 6-1 as a pro?
It is 6-1 as a pro with an extra 2 amateur.
Okay.
So, Sean, is it also true then that photo is actually the beating you took from your girlfriend because you couldn't please her after any of the fights?
Oh, no. Those beatings were a lot worse than that.
Yeah. Sean, something that we're trying to do on this show, which, let's face it, this is a terrible show, our show here. But something we're trying to do is talk to people about things other than what they can normally see on any television show, where people say, how's your training going? Oh, it's like 110%, and, all this bullshit.
Love the team.
Yeah, there's no I in team and all that kind of crap, right? We're just, getting to the point of stuff. So, tell us, how is your training going? Is it going good?
Well, I've been practicing a lot of Kung Fu.
Yeah, good thinking.
The Kung Fu's been going really good. I'm just starting to understand the dim mak.
I'm sorry, I'm not familiar with the dim mak.
Well, Remy, if you're listening to this, be careful.
Remy is his opponent.
Yeah, no. But the dim mak, I'm familiar with it. It was what film was that originally from? It was one of the Kung Fu movies, right?
One of the Jean-Claude Van Damme.
That's right.
Porno flicks.
So Jean-Claude Van Damme, is it true that he did porn, or is it not true?
You know what? It's a rumor that I heard. I don't know if I want to commit myself to saying that because I don't want Mr. Van Damme coming to kumite me.
But you can take him,
He's too damn tough.
I don't know, man. You got to be pretty tough to do gay porn.
Yeah, you got to be pretty tough to be the taker in porn. And it depends on who it is. If it's some methed out guy with a really tiny wang, it's probably not that big a deal, right, Sean?
Well, I don't know. I got a tiny wang, and that's why I fight so hard.
So you fight hard because you have a tiny wang. Well, coincidentally, Joe Dirksen informed us last week that he also had a tiny wang.
Is there anyone in MMA that doesn't have a tiny wang?
I don't have a tiny wang.
So you say.
Yeah.
Robin.
I don't.
All right, well, we'll wait till your girlfriend gets on the line, and we'll get the real story from her.
Incidentally, my girlfriend Brandy was the one who put together that picture of Sean. Actually, we took the picture and she put the caption, because I don't know how to work the internet.
Right.
Really.
Well, that's not the internet. That's just regular software.
What's that, Sean?
Encountered.
What did you say?
I was saying your girlfriend Brandy is evil beyond anything I've ever encountered.
Yeah, she's pretty evil. You're learning Kung Fu. I just have to deal with some evil, and it makes you tougher.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. Joe had some amazing stories. Joe could tell you stories forever. Tell our viewer, whoever he may be out there, tell
could be a girl
or her.
Yeah, could.
Right. Yeah, there's a girl watching this show.
That's true. Good point.
Right. Tell us a story, Sean. Just something that an MMA fan would like to know and doesn't know.
Okay. Well, I've got my favorite story to tell.
Okay.
It's MMA related, and it's actually quite awesome.
Okay.